everyone, I'm very happy to see you here. So today we are doing a reading about your person, their thoughts, feelings, actions towards you. We'll see if we can get anything about what's in the near future for this connection, and anything about the timings for when things are likely to start to change in this situation. This is the very first time ever that I try to record reading like this, and first time that I'm doing a reading for someone who I can't even see. So it's a double challenge, and we'll see if it works. But I'll start each of these readings with a description of your person, so that you can see right away whether it fits or not, whether it sounds like them. And I also did my research. I watched quite a few tarot readings on YouTube, and I know that people who are watching them, they like to have a choice between a few piles of cards. So we have 3 today, and some people like to have a symbol associated with each pile. So today we have a rock and a flower for each of these piles. We have white rock with a bit of shimmer in it, which you can see when it's sunny outside, but I'm afraid it's not the case today. And it comes with this pinkish rose. It's a dry flower, but just because I didn't want to cut fresh flowers, and this one is just from an old bouquet we got for birthday or something. So this one is a beige rock, and it has a bit of black, dark gray in it. It has lots of edges to it, so maybe it somehow resonates. And this one comes with this purple dry flower, so maybe this is the pile that you are most drawn to. And then for pile number 3 we have a brown rock with a bit of reddish undertone to it. It depends on the light in the room, but whether you can see it or not. But it comes with it has this dark lines across it. It's very pretty. And this one comes with a dandelion. I found him when it looks like a he to me. I found him when we took our dog for a walk, and it was just lying there on the curb. So I thought I might as well take it for the reading. So the idea was that I would put it in the water, and I did, and he would open up, and he didn't. But to be fair, it's cold and rainy outside, so who can blame him? He might not be enjoying the weather that much today. But you know, when in better conditions, it's bright yellow, it's happy, so maybe somehow you resonate with this pile, with these symbols. So I pre-shuffled cards for each of these piles, simply because I take the cards that are flying out when I am shuffling for each reading. So it takes some time to get enough cards for each of the readings. And I will list timestamps for each of the reading below the video, so you can jump straight to your reading, and I'll see you there. Welcome everyone who chose pile number 1. So we will put your flower and rock there for now. And we will start with a rune card, which will describe your person. I will also have a few tarot and oracle, couple of oracle cards to describe your person, so that you can see right away whether it fits, whether it sounds like someone you are inquiring about. So you have rider here. Basically it's a horseman who rides proudly towards his or her their goal, and the main meaning behind it is chariot, and in tarot cards chariot is associated with Cancer. So if you are interested in zodiacs, this is this is one of them right there. We will see if any other signs come up during the reading, but this is to start. So the idea here is travel. Travel in different sense, physical and symbolic. So in physical sense, it can be someone who is on the move, basically, who is traveling a lot for whatever reason, and maybe someone who is moving houses, or maybe someone who is foreigner, who is from a different place than you are. So also, in terms of symbolic sense, this might represent someone who is not happy where they are right now. They want to be elsewhere. So if they are in a relationship, they might want out. They might want their freedom back and to be unattached. Also, travel can simply this card can simply represent travel as self-development, so spiritual development, for instance, working on your issues, things like that, growing as a person. Okay, so there is that, and then we will see tarot cards. So Three of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, so yes, we fit in the frame, which is good. Still checking all the settings that it all works. So Three of Pentacles, let's start from the beginning. This is an apprentice here, young apprentice who works in a cathedral. So this might represent dependency on others, in a sense that their success might be dependent on a circle of people. It can be someone from work, or it can be in a family. For instance, they are following their father's steps in business or situations of this sort. And it can also represent teamwork, so someone who values people around them, whether because they have to, they dependent on them, or simply because this is the way they are an extroverted person. If when it's a reading for singles, it can also mean finding love at a workplace or at a university, school maybe, so take it as it resonates. And this is interesting. See, Knight of Wands is similar to rider in a lot of ways, right? This is a fiery energy. This is someone who is moving somewhere, who travels. This is someone courageous and energetic, charming, and maybe likes to be a bit of a hero, likes to help people. They enjoy doing it. And also it might be a free-spirited person. So the other side of someone who is free-spirited is that they sometimes have commitment issues. So might cause erotic relationships and things like that. Also, what I didn't mention about Rido, it's this runes cards, they come with questions that are associated with them. And I remembered when I was talking about dependency on other people here, that the question that comes with this particular card is how much do we depend on others, on the judgment of others. And while we all depend, most of us care about what other people might think about us, at least to some extent. For this person, it might be a big thing. So there is that, and I'm just mentioning it because this is kind of confirmed by these cards. They confirm in each other in this sense, just like these two. So the moon is something new that it hasn't been hinted in previous three cards. So it might be someone who is very much an extroverted person, or they at least, if they're not dependent on other people, they enjoy spending time with other people, but they might be very secretive. Actually, they might keep everything that is dear to them close to their heart, and it might be difficult to get close to them in a way. Moon is associated with Pisces, another zodiac for you right there. And it can also talk about dreams and illusions, imagination, something unconscious. Maybe they have actually quite rich maybe they have very rich inner world with very vivid imagination, and noticeable part of their life is going somewhere beneath the surface inside their head. This also can mean complicated romance, uncertainty about love, about relationship. So maybe this is a trend for them in a relationship, that there is usually a lot of confusion there. Maybe because it takes time for them to figure out where they stand with a person, or we'll see what else comes up. We have a couple of oracle cards. So we have Firebird and Milk River. So Firebird is basically dreams coming true. It's someone, but it doesn't mean that they just get it like this. It's someone who is hardcore working, and they get what they deserve. So it might be, it might say you something about your person. And basically the idea behind this character right here is that a feather of this bird can make all dreams come true, but it's actually quite difficult to get one. So there you go. And also this bird, the meaning behind this card with this firebird is, don't forget people who helped you in along the way to achieve whatever it is that you wanted. So it once again, at least to me, brings it back to some sort of people around them who they kind of might feel obliged to, and might not be completely independent from. Not necessarily in a bad way, if they just are grateful to people who helped them along the way. That's definitely a good quality. And then we have Milk River here. So the idea behind this, basically these rabbits or bunnies, they want to get to the Milk River, and one has a spoon and another has a cup, but the bad side here is very slippery. So they want something, but the best way for them to get it is actually to wait for this cup to get by, to get to them. And this basically talks about if you really want something, you can be actually you might be more likely to get it when you let go of the obsession, obsessive behavior about how much you want it. So maybe they might exhibit a bit obsessive behavior when they want something. They just don't know any limits. They just go for it, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it's just not the right strategy. Okay, so it can also talk about someone who very much interested in material blessings, also not in a bad sense, but yes. So this is a description of the person. See if it resonates. If it does, then we will now look into their what cards have to say about their thoughts, about your person's feelings towards you, towards the situation, maybe actions, and also what's in the near future for this connection, and maybe we'll get something on the timings, when things are likely to start to progress. So we have High Priestess, and Six of Wands, Page of Cups reversed, the Fool, Ten of Swords. And I'm using clarifiers for each card. Oracle cards. Joyfulness for High Priestess, Love for Six of Wands, Doctor for Page of Cups reversed, Merchant for the Fool, and Wedding for the Ten of Swords. Okay, so let's see. So it's just I'm gonna say right away, because I don't want to leave you hanging by any chance. So Ten of Swords is someone who is experiencing pain, and Wedding can signify commitment, basically. So maybe it just, to me, it looks like another confirmation of there being some commitment issues that I already mentioned, actually, here. Knight of Wands might be someone who is free-spirited, and this type of people, they might have some issues with commitment. But let's start from the beginning. The High Priestess. So assuming that this is how they think about you, about your connection, High Priestess to me is someone, so it's someone who is mystery even to themselves. So this basically means that this person that you are inquiring about, they don't know you very well. So maybe it's something that hasn't properly started yet, or you didn't get too close to each other yet. But this basically means emotional relationship, but not necessarily something that is grounded in a physical world. And by emotional relationship, I mean that maybe there is a mutual attraction. High Priestess, it signifies moon and water, so maybe some moon rules Cancer, again, mentioned it here. Water might be some water signs, so yeah. Water signs is Pisces, already mentioned, Cancer and Scorpio, right? So this High Priestess can also mean commitment issues, so it can also be confirmed once again here. Six of High Priestess, which is clarified by joyfulness, to me it sounds like maybe you usually meet in a group setting, so you can see that there are people here who are having fun together, so maybe this is the case. So this is why you don't know each other very well yet, because you didn't have much time when it was just the two of you. Now, Six of Wands is so it's someone, it talks about winning and prestige. I did mention that they might be someone who really values material blessings, but it also in love readings, it can also mean to be adorned by your partner. So, and it is clarified by love, and it also, you can see that it's someone on the move here, so it can potentially mean that they are coming to you with some sort of confession, even. Usually when there is a letter coming, or some kind of written communication, or phone calls, there are quite a few cards for this, but it can mean that they at least consider it to come forward with some sort of love confession, or maybe some gesture to ask you out, or just to spend some time together, somehow organize your meeting, whether it's in a group setting or just the two of you. Then Page of Cups, when it's reversed, it's basically someone who might be avoiding responsibility. It can talk about someone who is feeling low emotionally and might be shy and vulnerable, and maybe even emotionally immature. They are, if we assume the symbolic meaning behind this card, they are on self-development issues, or maybe someone who is becoming more mature. So, but Page of Cups can mean someone is not quite there yet. It's all relative, really, how mature we are emotionally. It's a very difficult question, really, to judge, for sure. So it can also mean that, well, basically they might be struggling to come to you openly, and it is clarified by the Doctor card, which is interesting because to me, at least, first that came to my mind is that traditionally Doctor is someone who's supposed to maintain a certain public image. So maybe the reason why they are hesitating to be more open about this connection that they have with you is because of their social status, or something to do with work. If you met at work, or if you met at university and school, surrounded by people, it can be a bit difficult, at least for them. So then we have the Fool. The Fool is someone, well, to me it looks like something that they want, how they want to be with you. So they want to have a much more open relationship with you, themselves to be a bit more open and free and careless. It basically means infinite potential, blank state, starting new, so new relationship, fun, light, romance. This card represents Uranus and air. So you might potentially think about air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, yes, the idea that it is clarified that by the merchant, it's, well, merchant is, it signifies profit of some sort. So obviously, if we are thinking about it as a new relationship, that these are their thoughts about you, about this connection, and they're thinking about starting this relationship with you. And obviously this can mean that it will be a great idea, actually, profit of some kind, emotional or otherwise. And but more than that, it can also talk about opening your mind to change, to see things from different perspectives, which to me sounds like it might be what's required of them to get to this place with you, to really just to open their mind and be prepared that people might talk or something, if it's somehow relevant here. And yes, be prepared to change a bit to make this connection happen, just to create some space for another person in your life. But yes, so there is this Ten of Swords. There is nothing funny about it, really. It's it actually can mean betrayal. So what it says to me is that maybe they have a reason why they're having all these commitment issues, if they do, that they were betrayed in the past. So now maybe a wedding can mean just to be not necessarily married, but to be in a committed relationship. And this person is literally stuck in the bag 10 times. It's yes, so it's a big thing for them. It's a problem. It's something to work on. Whether you will need, if you come together, you might need to work on this together. But otherwise, it's something that they are working through right now, and something that somehow creates stagnation in this situation, prevents them from coming towards you, from getting to know you better, from confessing to be open about their feelings, and to stop caring so much about what other people would think. So we will have a few cards that about your about the near future for your connection. We'll see if we have anything specific there. And also this couple of cards, they're supposed to be about the timing. Sometimes they have an actual time stamps on them, but sometimes they don't. So we'll see what we'll get. So we have clouds, maize, lilies, okay, we have timestamps here, number 1 day 1 week, and number 10 10 weeks 10 months, which one you prefer. And Capricorn, well, 10 months sounds way too long. So basically, clouds is not an ideal card to get. It's not nothing too bad, but it basically means uncertainty. Well, maybe confusion and some sort of bad weather in symbolic sense, like sadness or even depression, really clouded judgment. So they might, someone here might not be thinking clearly about this connection, about what's important and what's not. And it can also mean a man with brown hair. I don't know if it's relevant at all. And the problem that I'm having with these 3 cards is that these 2 clouds, which is followed by the mace, and the mace is one of the additional cards in this oracle deck, and it basically, as you can see, people who can't quite get together just yet. It can signify frustrating separation and again uncertainty. But to me, what caught my eye is that one woman, one person, it's gender neutral, one person is already there, and there are 3 birds that are flying around it, around this arc, which can often, white birds can signify joy and happiness and successful completion of something. So one of these people is likely to get there first or is already there. So the other one will need to find the way out of this maze and meet this person. And hopefully we will have happy completion of this situation, of this journey. And lilies, this card is talking about maturity and wisdom. So on one side it can mean an older person or romance later in life, or romance with a more mature person. But it can also mean a father figure or like a parent figure, someone wiser, whom you can ask for an advice. So it can be anyone, it can be a friend, someone you trust, someone who can help you with advice here. So what's good about this spreads is that they can give you some ideas to think about, and also when they identify a problem, they also at least hint, usually they hint on the solution for these issues. So for me it looks here like the solution, potential solution is to ask for an advice. Maybe even someone who knows this person, I don't know. But yes, I think it can actually be very helpful in this situation. But see if it resonates at all. So in terms of timing, we have 1 day, 1 week, and 10 weeks, 10 months. Usually when it's such a wide time span, interval, I would usually take something in the middle, in which case it will be it's 1 week to 10 weeks. So something might be happening during this time. Well, it's almost going too fast is what's written on this card. So to me it screams your person. So it might be them talking here, but also what the message behind this card is that this card, the idea behind it is that use your heart, to use your heart power to live, to act and react. Okay, so this person who might be struggling with commitment, a lot of it is in their head, and the cards suggest perceived success. So this situation is very likely to be fruitful and successful, depending on how it will be handled, of course. But also this card can ask you to take your courage and just declare, take your courage in both hands, let's say, and declare your love. So face the situation. This is a good advice maybe for your person, right, who might be thinking that it's going too fast or something like that. But for you, it might actually suggest to make the first move. See if it is relevant at all, if it's something that you would consider at all. But yeah, so this is something that might be suggested by this card. And we have Capricorn here, so another zodiac sign. And number 10, it also talks about structure through habits and convenience. For some people, structure means security. For other people, it means constraint. Maybe just see if you look at things like that in a similar way. And basically this card asks you to keep flexibility, to stay flexible. And I guess it is kind of asked for here. If there are some issues to work on, it is really important that well, both of you really to stay flexible, but at least one of you would be great. To stay flexible, to build something that would last for a long time, long-lasting relationship. So to me, it looks like fairly fresh situation. Some issues here, maybe, well, yes, but like in any, pretty much any relationship, nothing yet to discourage you from this person. I don't see it just yet, at least. So quite a few positive things about them, how they are like, lots of good things. And they're thinking about you, about moving towards you. So I hope that this reading was just helpful in any way possible, even if just a little bit. Hopefully it at least gave you some ideas to think about, some food for your thought. So I hope it was helpful. And thank you for joining me here. So this is all I have for you today. Yes, enjoy the rest of your day, or have a good night if you're watching it before going to bed. Yes, stay strong, stay positive. All is gonna be okay. Welcome everyone who picked pile 2. So we will put your flower and rock there for now. We will start with rune card and a few tarot cards and a couple of oracle cards that will hopefully describe your person, and you will be able to see right away whether it fits or not, whether the description fits. So, Fehu. This is someone who really values home and family. They are someone who is after long-term relationship, so definitely not a player. And this is the person who really values wealth and abundance, material things. And they are calm, and their actions are very well thought out. So they think before they do something. So very good start. So we have 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, King of Wands. That's very different. Different energy, very fiery, hot-tempered kind of person. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning. So 7 of Wands, it's so it's someone who is very hard working, and their efforts are paying off. So basically they see the fruits of their work right there. So they are someone successful, and they put in a lot of effort, time and work into whatever they want to achieve. But it can also signify a person who have a kind of a fear of failure. So they're really afraid to fail. And this might mean that they might hesitate to take some chances, to take risks. So besides work, it can also relate to their love life, right? So if, for instance, they met someone and this person, they don't look like someone that your person imagined, they might even pass on the opportunity to build something there, even if there is a mutual attraction, right? So they're not a risk taker. So something to just keep in mind if it resonates, if this reading will resonate with you. And yes, so this also can mean that as someone who is very cautious, they might prefer a relationship that grows from a friendship. So they might prefer to be friends first, and then see if it will progress into something more. It's just safer this way, right? So that's the Seven of Pentacles for you. And Ace of Swords, it's all about intellect and mind. So it's someone who enjoys discussions, whether it's about your joint interests or something that they are interested in, you're interested in. So any mind stimulating discussions. And this is also about direct communication, which is very important to them. And they prefer, if there are any issues, they prefer to discuss them directly. So they're definitely not the kind of people who would appreciate just sweeping everything, all issues under the rug, because it just keeps, it creates resentment and eventually blows up in your face. So yes, if you are ever to have some issues with this person, they are likely to appreciate honesty, direct communication. And King of Wands, it's someone, well, it's Wands, right? It's fiery energy, fire energy. And it's someone who is who has a quite good opinion of themselves. Let's put it this way. And this is also someone energetic and charismatic. They might be someone who prefers to take a lead role in a relationship, so that this might create some disbalance, some power struggles there in a relationship. And on a good, on a positive side, there is never a dull moment with this kind of person. But on a slightly negative side, they might have a temper, which to me sounds like, because they appear calm, so this is something that's hidden under the surface, Maybe they are calm when they are out there among the people, but when they are around people who they are comfortable with, just they might actually have a bit of a temper to them. So just something to keep in mind, especially since just right before that I suggested very direct communication, direct but still not to turn it into a fight. Obviously, that's preferred. So this is someone who is likely to be a natural leader, and they are someone who is likely to put extra effort, like to put a flower on your pillow or something like that, to go extra mile here and there. So someone who can put extra effort in your romantic relationship and to create romance in between you two in your life. From oracle cards, we have a golden egg and a bear. Okay. So let's see. Oh, I have one more from this oracle cards just for you. When I was shuffling this oracle cards for you, 3 flew out, but for others I only used 2. So golden egg basically is asking you to not to be afraid to accept gifts from the universe, to accept miracles, which is something that they are struggling with. So it might be some inner struggle there, or something to do with your situation, since this whole reading still is focused on your situation. So this basically telling you that, well, if you are not careful, you might miss an opportunity, right? And I believe that I already mentioned something like this here, as someone who 7 of Pentacles might be someone who is afraid of a failure, and they might miss on chances here, and it's confirmed right here again with the whole oracle card, because there is really not much else to say about this particular one. So there are a lot of blessing, but you can confuse this golden egg with regular egg. Well, not on this picture, but by there is a story behind each of these cards. And if you confuse it, and you might just mistreat it, and then this mouse actually pushed it off the table or something. I don't remember the details, and it broke, and the opportunity was missed. There is a story behind it, but the idea is yes, don't miss an opportunity. So bear is a typical alpha male, which does agree with this King of Wands card. So it's someone who is has all this typical alpha male type, like qualities that are typical for alpha male type of personality. So they're also someone who like honey, or It's metaphorical, of course. So, well, unless they do enjoy it. They like sweet things in life, so material things. And I believe that I already mentioned it there. So someone who values all the material things that come, that life has to offer. And they might be, they might have rich inner world to them. So maybe something that only people who are accepted in their circle, who are close to them, can see. And this is also someone who solves the problems inside of them. So they don't necessarily, they might not like to talk about it, which is a bit strange because there is this direct communication. So maybe it's something that direct communication is something that they know is good, and they might even expect it from a partner, but they might be actually struggling with this themselves. Yes, it happens, of course. So, and it's someone who might be very protective and who might have some savings and things like that. So it's difficult to catch them unprepared, at least in material sense. Now, this is a forest card. And the idea here is that if you go in there, it might be risky. You don't know what you will find there. But if you don't go, you will miss a chance again. So yes, so this is basically talking about whether you will take a chance, and you will see, you might experience some challenges along the way, but you might find something really good. Or if you just stay out and you won't take this opportunity to go in this magical forest. Okay, so yeah, it's supposed to be someone who is not afraid to make mistakes. But to me, it looks like this is actually something that your person might be struggling with. And there is quite a bit about it in just this, 7 cards. So maybe this is something that they're currently working on. That's why it keeps coming up. So we have these cards. And this is the description for your person. Hopefully by now you can see whether it resonates or not. And if it does, then we will look at their feelings, thoughts, possible actions that they might take towards you. We will clarify each of the tarot cards that I use. And then here we will see what's in the near future for you. We'll see if we can get something about it, because in the previous group, both cards, 2 out of 3 cards were about confusion and uncertainty, clouds and maze. It's just, yes. But we'll see what we'll get for you. Strength. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, the Devil. Okay, don't panic, we don't know what, we will clarify it, we'll see what it's about. 9 of Swords. Strength is clarified by Wife. 9 of Pentacles by Friend, 9 of Wands by Pleasure Seekers, Waiting for the Devil. and letter for 9 of Swords. Well, okay, it's not too bad at all, actually. So strengths, it's a Leo, right? Maybe they're Leo, and this is also fire energy here, and some more ones right there. So strengths, it's about everything that Leo represents, right? Bravery, courage, strengths, resilience. So it sounds to me like this is something that is required, or they believe that quite a lot is required of them to make this connection work. Okay, and this might also talk about some inner beast, someone who might be struggling with self-control, which doesn't come out here, which didn't come out here. So maybe it's something that they are struggling to control themselves around you in this particular situation. So it can also mean test of time in terms of loyalty, strengths. To me, this sounds to me it sounds like that they are after long-lasting relationships, so they might be someone who believes that this sort of tests of time are required to build a relationship that is long-lasting. Remember, I mentioned about becoming friends first, so maybe this is what they think is the right thing to do here. And this woman here, she's calm, she's collected, so perhaps this is what is required of you to handle this situation. They might be interested in creating some sort of power couple. I don't know if it resonates at all. Yes, so this talks about passionate romance, but the other side of this is that there might be some jealousy, maybe some angry fights, arguments, and it is clarified by wife. And they are someone who is looking for a long-term relationship. These cards are specifically focused on what they think and feel about you. So maybe this means that this is how they see potential here. And it's funny that it lies next to a card friend, which clarifies 9 of Pentacles. So I mentioned that it's going from friend to wife, so they might actually have all these thoughts about you, that you are the right person for them, even though this relationship for some reason will require a lot of bravery and courage and strength and resilience from them. But 9 of Pentacles is, you maybe can see from the card, it's time of fruition, having everything you wanted. So it's something that I think that they see with you, that after all this, they might actually get everything they wanted, everything they want with you. And also it can mean healthy independence. So they might want relationship and this is, I think, might be sort of very in line with how they are. A relationship where there is a healthy independence of each partner. So they're together, but they are strong individually. And this can also mean working together on your home. I think it can also mean having quite high standards for your partner, for who you want your partner to be, all the qualities that you want them to have. So this might be them, that they have quite a few things that they want to see in their partner, or it might be how they see you, that yes, you might be maybe some sort of a bit high maintenance even, but take it as it resonates. Now, 9 of Wands. This is in a reversed position. This can mean that one partner is putting in more work than the other. It can also mean that someone might not be getting results they are expecting, which might result in disagreements, someone being stubborn and defensive. So unless it's something that you are experiencing with this person right now, this might be their fears. Because you see how it looks to me. Well, that's actually a very neat story right here. This how they want it to be. This is their fears, which result in this devil energy, which shows itself in this waiting games, and this keeps them up at night. It really troubles them, and yes, so they might be considering reaching out to you here with this letter. Some written communication is coming, possibly. So this card here, which is a pleasure seekers, which clarifies this 9 of Pentacles, maybe they are afraid that you might be not quite as serious as they are. Maybe you are a bit younger than them, and they are after long-lasting things, and they are just not sure, because you don't know how other person's mind works, and they might just think that you are not quite there in terms of what you want in a relationship. So whatever this is, it creates this devil energy that shows itself in these waiting games. Looks to me like this, that they are at the point where they are considering reaching out. So I don't know why they're struggling quite like so bad. What else is there to this situation? But this is how this appears to me. Devil can be associated with Capricorn, Earth energy. It can talk about codependency issues. So maybe as someone, they see ideal relationship as relationship where there is a balance of love and independence, and they might fear codependency issues. And yes, for them it will definitely be important to ensure that both people in this relationship, they remain strong individuals within this relationship. And this devil card can also mean disregard for your for lovers' feelings. I don't know if this resonates at all. Yes, that's the story, really. So 9 of Swords, it's anxieties, fears, yeah, something that keeps you up at night. And also what's important to mention, I think, actually, is that fears are often not as terrible as they are in their head, in this case. And the advice that might be coming through here is, if these fears are somehow related to past relationships, maybe, to let go of these fears. Easy said than done, right? But there you go. To open your eyes, you see that person is covering their face, and to face whatever the situation is here. But yes, the hope is here. They might be coming with some written communication, whether it's texting or letter or something like that. Now we will look at what's in the near future for you. These 2 cards, they are about time. So some of these cards, they have actual time stamps on it, on them, but others don't. So we'll see. So you have the book, you have the owls or birds, you have the child, or you have timestamps. So you have 2 days, 2 weeks. It's progressing well now. And you have Friday. Finalize something, just let go. Okay. So we still fit in the frame. Very good. So the book is all about knowledge, education, wisdom, and actually it can mean a secret admirer. So maybe it can also mean just secret relationship. So something in this relationship is being hidden, or this relationship itself is kept in secret, right? So and this is what's coming. So I don't know, if you haven't started dating yet, maybe at first it will be some sort of communication where it's not obvious whether or not you're dating. So I'm not sure about actually keeping it a secret, which might be, I don't know, but something that it might be something that you wouldn't really discuss openly with other people. Then we have birds. So birds is good. Birds is about verbal communication, phone calls, meetings, dating. It's still early stages of dating, so which is very reasonable. At least it all kind of falls well together. It works. the story that cards are telling me, telling you really. So another card of communication, we have letter here and birds here. And it can also talk about some negotiations, things like that, discussions maybe, but definitely some verbal communication. It can also mean there's two birds here. It can also signify twins or siblings sometimes. I don't know if it's relevant, if some siblings play role in this connection. And then we have a child here. So child, it's something new is beginning. So it's a good card. It's fresh start, and I think it's very called for in this situation, if this is the situation that you're having. It's someone, it's fun, it's innocence, can be a bit irresponsible, but really it's more about new love, new start. Okay. So it seems that it's a fresh start for this connection. And then we have, it's progressing well now, and we have 2 days, 2 weeks, so maybe something will change in a couple of weeks. 2 days maybe a bit too soon, but I don't know. So this is this lines, 2 lines and 2 dots. This is about delicate balance, okay? So maybe this is what is required in this relationship, for this relationship to work. And it can also mean that there is gonna be a good noticeable progress, right? It's progressing well now, but to me it sounds like it's talking about future, like 2 weeks at least, or something like around that time. And 2 is also about experiencing true togetherness. So it's a very good card, and it's about when you balance your effort, when you balance your efforts, your emotions, everything, and all of this effort that you put in, it will be fruitful. It will you will see a result, very good result from all the effort that you put in. And then Friday might be significant for you. It's about completion. So finalizing something. And I remember that I mentioned here that it might be that they're having this issues, that they afraid a bit to start something new, because maybe there was something in their past, some heartbreak or something like that. And I mentioned that usually advice that comes with this card is to face your problem, just take your hands off your face, face your problems, and work through them and move on. So this to me sounds related to this 9 of Swords reversed, to finalize, to just let something go and start something new. So hopefully it yes, it's about this connection, because there is this is about your nearby future with them, and child is talking about new love. So it can also mean that you maybe need to just let go of this situation a bit, just in a sense that, for instance, in the first pile, they asked for some action from whom, like from the people who chose pile number 1. But in your case, maybe it's quite the opposite, to let go a bit, and you will see that it will come to you if it's meant for you. So don't stress. Try not to stress out about it too much. Okay, so to me it looks like there is a lot of potential here to start something new. We have commitment here, friendship. So, and communication is coming, and fairly quickly too. It's a new deck. I'm not sure how. I didn't have a chance to see maybe how accurate it is in terms of predicting time. But in your case, it's 2 weeks. It's really not that long to wait, right? So I hope that this reading was useful in even if just a little bit. I hope that it gave you some ideas to think about, yes, just stay optimistic. Some really good messages here, some things to think about. So thank you. It was a pleasure reading for you. Have a nice rest of the day, or have a good night if you're watching it before going to bed. Bye. Welcome everyone who chose pile number 3. So we will put your rock there, and we will return your dandelion back to its friends. A bit of water here. Okay, so we will start with a rune card and a few tarot and a couple of oracle cards to describe your person, so that you can get the idea about this reading, whether this description fits, whether it sounds like your person. So your person is represented by the manas. It's a god with 3 heads. So one is looking at the sun, one at the moon, and one is looking ahead. And this represents someone who can see any issue, any problem from multiple points of view. It's someone who is empathetic, and they are all for cooperation and human rights, and they're cheerful. So all these qualities likely to make them quite popular. Yes, so they're very good with people. They can also be someone who facilitates communication between people. It can help them at whatever they are doing, whether they are working or at school or at university. So this is to begin your reading. Then from tarot we have 4 of Cups. That's a bit unusual. And then Three of Swords, and then Page of Swords. This is a bit unusual because Four of Cups can represent apathy. So it's quite different energy than Manas. So as you can see, if you can see here, it's a person who completely ignores the cup that has been offered to them. So they just disconnected and almost looking bored. So, but to me it looks like it has to do with this heartbreak. So something that happened in their past, or is happening to them right now in their love life. Because I'm doing this spread here about your person, and then here we will focus on their feelings, actions and thoughts which have to do with you, with your situation. So to me it looks like this has something to do with them, not necessarily with you. Something probably from their past that got them to this point where they kind of closed off. This Three of Swords can talk about separation and sadness, and also arguments, all sort of conflicts, fights and tears. So just pain, really. And this Three of Swords also followed by Page of Swords. So Page of Swords, it's on one side, there is a lot of energy to this card. It's someone witty and inspired. So that's good. But on the other side, it can also be someone there is some nervous energy to this card. Okay, it's windy, something that's a bit, yeah, unsettled. So it can also mean someone who is a bit fighty, and it can indicate someone who is avoidant, basically. So you wouldn't want to come near this person who is presented here. So what this card can represent is someone who is a bit avoidant. You know, there are different types of attachment styles, and this would be the avoidant attachment style. So it's someone who, even when there is mutual attraction, when they like the person, they can still distance themselves from this person. This is how they protect themselves, and this might have to do something with heartbreak in the past. I don't know if it was romantic or even from something from their childhood, really, but avoidant attachment style is basically someone who didn't get probably enough care, enough of attention, love in their childhood, and they grew up to be a bit too independent. So they fear to be dependent on anyone other than themselves. And this can also talk about just fear of emotional intimacy. So while they appear to be as someone who is very nice to be around in terms of they're empathetic, they can sympathize with you, probably a smooth talker, like in a sense that they can really see your side of any situation that you are discussing with them. On the other hand, there is quite a bit going on with them personally, some issues that they might not even, it might even be difficult to see that they have this insecurities, these issues beneath this pretty great surface. It's very strong personality here. And I'm not saying that they're not strong. They probably are. I'm just saying that there are some issues here. So we have a swamp from oracle cards, from magical forest, and we have a wolf. Okay. So to me, swamp here, it talks about a lot of things to be hidden under the surface, right? And there is a lot of beauty around it. There is a lot of good things happening around this person because of the way they are with people. But beneath the surface, well, first of all, it can be dangerous to go in the swamp, right? So they might have some sort of shield around them. And if you try to break through it, it can be dangerous in a sense of possible arguments and fights, things like that. They will become even more avoidant. So yes, and it also sort of confirmed with the wolf, in a sense that wolf is also it's someone who, if you run away, they will attack. So I'm not sure if it means that if, for instance, you start playing hard to get with them, they will chase you. I'm not sure about that. But with wolf, it's more about what it symbolizes, is that if you provoke this person, they can show much less pleasant side of their personality, right? Just like with the swamp, where there is a lot going under the surface, and the swamp can be a bit dangerous, same way is the wolf. So whatever way you are approaching them, it probably is recommended to do it carefully and gently, to not to spook them off and not to get on their bad side, whatever that means. But to be fair, there's a lot of good things about wolf, a lot of good things that wolf represents. They are very loyal, they are wise and kind, and monogamous. So they also someone who might value structure and discipline. So you know how wolves running in packs, there is a very strict hierarchy in their packs. So same way your person might be. So they might be a bit conservative, actually. Maybe they assume traditional roles in a relationship. So yes, but yeah, there's someone fair as well, I believe. This is also goes well with them be able to see things from different perspectives, any situation from different points of view. So this quality of wolf also confirms this card. So this is a description of your person. See if it resonates. If it does, then we will move to the cards that will hopefully tell us something about your person's feelings, actions, and thoughts about you. We will clarify each of the tarot cards with an oracle card, and then we will look at a few cards for what's in the near future for you for this connection, and we will see if we can get something on the timing for this connection. So I will get a sip of water very quickly. Okay, so let's start. Two of Swords, some sort of choice. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, the Emperor reversed. Let's clarify each card. We have Malady, Priest, Constancy, Falseness, Faithfulness. And yes, I don't know if I mentioned it, I don't remember. When I shuffle for each pile, I just take cards that are flying out. And in your case, I have an extra card for this from this oracle deck. So we have a child here. Okay. So this what's a bit troubling is this Two of Swords, which talks about a difficult choice, and then it is followed by Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, which can basically represent the choice between one person and another. And each of these queens is clarified with an oracle card that also, each of them also has a woman on it, which is quite a coincidence. And I, basically, Two of Swords can talk about choice between love and something. So it doesn't necessarily has to be between two women. It can be between two people, because it's really gender neutral. So it can be between love and family, love and work. It can even be one of these people can be a parent and another one is you. So maybe there is some issue there. Someone does not approve of you or something like that. But what is the main story here is that it looks like they are having really hard time making a choice between you and something or someone else. And it's such a difficult choice that it actually causes them physical pain, physical suffering. So it really drains their energy. And Two of Swords, it also talks about denial. So it's something who has a blindfold on, and the card basically says that the person needs to take the blindfold off and face the situation, to address the issue to make this choice. And also what this can mean, this blindfold, is that someone's eyes are covered in this connection. So there is some hidden information might be here, and they their eyes are closed, so they don't they don't see it. So maybe some hidden information here. Well, Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, they are two quite different energies. So if one of these people are you, then you should be able to hopefully identify which one is you. So Queen of Wands, it's fiery energy, right? Wands, they stand for fiery, they represent fiery energy. And it's someone confident, self-assured, and determined, and social, bit of social butterfly, and charismatic. It can also be someone who is very independent and cheerful. Can be a bit dangerous. You see, there is a little cute black cat here. But yes, there is a bit of, they might have a bit fiery, hot temper. So there is that. And they are clarified by a priest. This is someone who really values openness, honesty. So they want to be open about whatever issues they might be having with someone, and discuss it directly. So this is a bit different, quite a bit different. This is someone who is caring and practical. They are all for stability and domestic comfort, very kind, and they are clarified with constancy card. So constancy is all about what's fair. So they are someone who wants to be treated fairly, which is yes, reasonable thing to ask. So this is a bit slower. This is the slowest energy in terms of its pentacles. So pentacles represent slowest energy. So in that sense, a bit opposite energies here. But the right way to put it is probably just different energies. And this looks like a story to me. So basically there is a person who needs to make a choice between either two people or between you and something else, or someone else. Yes, so, and then there is this card that represents falseness. So it is possible that someone was dishonest in this situation, right here, and this resulted in someone walking away. So maybe there was betrayal or something like of this sort. So yeah, so there was maybe some kind of lie that was uncovered or something like that. So it causes someone to walk away, and they end up in the Emperor, in the reversed Emperor energy, which to me looks like your person is the one who is walking away and ends up in this energy, because they are presented like someone very, very strong, quite wise, actually, being able to see things from different perspectives and all. And Emperor is, well, it's an Aries energy is represented here, in case you are interested in zodiacs. And the Emperor is this masculine energy. It's stability, structure, control, all these sort of things. And they are someone who might be a natural leader, so someone like that, and then they end up, which can also be applicable to your person, but they end up in a reversed energy of the Emperor card. So, and it looks like this happened because of this situation that was going on here, and resulted in someone leaving, whether it's them or not. It looks to me like it might be them who are leaving a situation, and they are looking for faithfulness, for honesty, and this child, this extra card that flew out for you, it can represent a new beginning, new something, starting something fresh. So it might be the case that they walked away from something or from someone else, and even though they are in a difficult place right now for whatever reasons, whatever attachment was there, they are looking for a new start, for something which is long lasting, for something honest, for someone, for relationship with someone with whom you can be not just lovers, but also friends, right? So there is that. And so this is the situation as it appears to be between you and this person that you're inquiring about. And then we have a few cards which are about what's in the near future, although I I feel like I have to warn you that in the first pile, I believe, like 2 out of these 3 cards were about uncertainty, so really didn't tell us much. But we'll see what we have for you. And these 2 other cards on the bottom, they are about timing. We'll see if we get an actual time span for you. Oh, that's good. So we have the Sun. That's a very happy card in this oracle deck. And in tarot cards, Sun is also like the happiest card there. So we have the Moon, the house, Cancer. If you are interested in zodiacs, there is another one here. And number 10, you will start all over again. Okay. Well, so I'll start with the sun, because it's very positive. It's big yes to your to whatever question you had in mind when you started watching this video. So this is a big yes, and it signifies a positive outcome. In terms of relationship, it usually means hot and passionate relationship filled with optimism and happiness. So definitely a very happy card, and a very good card to have when you look into what's in the near future for you. And then here we have the moon. This card talks about emotions and intuition, maybe even maybe it can be about dreams. Maybe you see each other in your dreams, or you fantasize about each other a lot. And it can also talk just simply about romance and attraction and seduction. And also you see how the moon, the shape of the moon is here. It can also talk about some mood swings, mood swings. Sorry, but yes, you know, with some people their mood actually changes depending on the moon. They're very sensitive to whatever phase the moon is in. It can affect them. So in this case, in this reading, it can mean that the relationship can go up and down. So this might be a bit of might be this dynamic to this relationship. I don't know if it resonates at all, but otherwise it's just talks about feelings. Maybe some emotions will be revealed soon, because we go from happiness to emotions to house, so building a home together. It's about, this card is about family and security and comfort, stability, basically, where you live and where your heart is. So this is about people that make you feel safe and comfortable and secure. So obviously this all very good. Well, there is a bit this mood swings thing here, but in general, these are very good cards to get for what's in the near future for this connection. Yes, we will move to this last couple of cards. So here we have Cancer, and it talks a lot about feelings and emotion. Cancer people also, well, they're believed to be the kind of people who really appreciate family and domestic comfort. So this is a good card to get in this reading, I think. So in terms of timestamps, we have 10 days, 4 weeks, 10 weeks, 4 months. When it's quite a few timestamps, I often suggest to take the two in the middle. So it would mean 4 weeks to 10 weeks. So something might significantly change, might start to progress within this time span, time interval. And number 4 and 10 might be significant for you. So Cancer can also talk about pregnancy. I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm just mentioning it because that's what this card, or this is one of the meanings behind this card, and we have a child here, so I'm mentioning it. And it's about intuition and listening to your sixth sense, to your inner voice. And basically, yes, just respect your emotions, respect your feelings. This is maybe just an extra advice for you from the cards. Because, you know, this person probably has some issues, been avoidant and such, but it still doesn't mean that you should just disregard your own feelings and how they make you feel. So yes. And now this is number 10. This is the main symbol for this card. So this talks about blossoming, which is very good, very positive, right? It basically talks about totally fresh start. So it's yes, it actually confirms this card, child, which is about new beginnings. So one more card about starting something completely fresh. And but in this case, it actually says you will start all over again. So which says that, which tells me that there might be some story that you already have with this person. Which is, yes, it does, this pile does feel different, like there was a pile which felt very, that everything was very fresh and new there. They didn't know each other very well yet. While here, you might have some history together, or you might have known each other for a while already. So it's not a completely new person for you. So there is that. And also, it actually, it's funny, I just mentioned that you might have known this person for a while. It reminded me that these cards, they come with some questions that are associated with them. And this card is associated with question that goes something like, do you see a friend in your lover or in your partner, whichever you prefer, or a partner in your friend? So do you see a friend in your partner or a partner in your friend? So maybe you were friends, and if you were, maybe they are considering breaking up their current relationship because your friendship is blossoming into something bigger. Yes, and also, since it also asks, do you see a friend in your partner? Probably this is something that is important, because if they are, for this connection to work, to get to this point where everything looks pretty happy, not without issues, but relationships never are. Yes, just to get to this point, given that this person, they have some things that are hidden beneath the surface, that it might be important for them that you remain or you become friends, regardless of like, even if you start dating, that you also are a good friends. Okay, so building trust. And oh, I already mentioned something about it here when I was talking about this faithfulness oracle card, about being friends, not just partners. So this is the reading for you, people who chose pile 3. I hope it was useful. I hope that it was helpful, even if just a little bit. Maybe it at least gave you some ideas, something to consider. Yes, and a lot of positive things here, I believe. So wishing you well, and yes, stay positive, and remember, respect your feelings. It's very important. And yes, have an awesome rest of the day. And if you are watching it before going to bed, then have a good night. Bye.